Time and we have a quorum. Item 1 on the agenda, confirmation of the minutes of the first meeting held on the 16th of October 2015. The minutes have been forwarded to members. Can we confirm the minutes, please? Thank you. Matters arising. My meeting with the Chief Secretary. Well, last I told her that I and Mr. Chen Kim-po attended a meeting with the Pan-Democrats last Friday. At the meeting, I said that if there's anything special, I would report to the meeting with the Pan-Democrats. And as usual, I will also convey views and suggestions expressed at the House Committee meetings to the Chief Secretary. Thank you. Next, Legal Service Division report. Yes? Yes, Ms. Sitho. Yes, Mr. Chairman, let me reiterate a point. Now, this is not enough to replace direct communication by a pan-democratic deputy chairman of the House Committee with the Chief Secretary. Well, this is not replaceable. Well, next year, actually, you could coordinate with the establishment camp and elect a deputy chairman that's from the Pan-Democratic camp. Next, Legal Service Division report on subsidiary legislation gazetted on the 16th of October 2015. Paper number LS3/15 to 16. There are two items of subsidiary legislation. The first one, Declaration of Geographical Constituencies, Legislative Council Order 2015. This is about the Legislative Council election, and then there are two geographical constituencies where the number of seats will be varied. For Hong Kong Island, instead of 7 seats, there will be 6 seats, and Kowloon West, from 5 seats, it will be increased to 6 seats. The legal notice will come into operation on 1st of January 2016. The next item of subsidiary legislation is the Pesticides Ordinance Amendment of Schedule 2 Notice 2015. This is to amend the schedule to update the list of pesticides on Part 1 of Schedule 2. This is to bring it in line with the Rotterdam Convention. The commencement date is the 21st of December 2015. That's all by way of report. Members, do you wish to set up a subcommittee on the Geographical Constituencies Order? Yes, Ms. Emily Lau has proposed a subcommittee. Who'd like to join, please? If I may just remind members, last time no subcommittee was set up because you all had to declare interest at the end. Mr. Chairman, can you speak into the microphone, please? I am speaking into the microphone, but many of us have difficulties hearing you. Secretary General, please make the chairman's microphone louder, like what you did with the president's microphone. Make the stem longer so he could speak right into the microphone. No, I can do this. I'll learn from Dr. Low Wai Kwok. But Dr. Low Wai Kwok is so loud, he doesn't even need a microphone. So he's the direct opposite of you. And you need a microphone. So Secretary General, you have to understand the habit of each member. While I speak on behalf of many members, many couldn't hear you, but they really would like to be able to hear you. If I may remind members, for this item of subsidiary legislation, last time there was not a subcommittee because every member had to declare interest. Well, you could propose to set up a subcommittee, but at the subcommittee you will have to declare interest. Yes, we'll do that then. Pesticides subcommittee? Yes or no? Pesticides, no need for a subcommittee. Okay, then we just set up one subcommittee for the Geographical Constituencies Order. The clerk will circulate the relevant paper to you. Business for the Council meeting of the 28th of October 2015. Further business, that is. The meeting will be from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. If necessary, the meeting will resume at 9 a.m. the following day on Thursday, that is. Do you see a need? The Secretariat estimates that the meeting may go out until 1 p.m. You mean at 1 p.m. on the second day, Thursday? Yes, it depends on the peak tramway ordinance, the bill, the resumption of second reading debate. We have to see how many would speak there. Then, and there is a report number 2/15 to 16 of the House Committee on Consideration of Subsidiary Legislation and Other Instruments. These will expire on the amendment period will expire on the 20th of October. No members is asked to speak. And then some members will move a motion to extend the scrutiny of the relevant regulation, that is the TV link, High Court rules, and so on. That's to be moved by Mr. Dennis KWOK. And then Ms. N. Chen will also move a motion in accordance with Cap 1, Section 34(4) on the Hong Kong Court of Final Appeal solicitors funds rules and so on. That is the High Court Suitors Funds Amendment Rules, District Court Suitors Funds Amendment Rules, Land Tribunal Rules, and so on. So there are two subcommittees on the two sets of subsidiary legislation. So the chairman of the two subcommittees will move a motion to extend the scrutiny period to the 18th of November. And business for the council meeting of the 4th of November 2015. Questions 22, 6 oral and 16 written. Bills first reading, moving to second reading. No notice has been received yet. Bills resumption of debate on second reading, committee stage, and third building. There are two: supplementary appropriation 2014 to 2015 bill and clearing and settlement systems amendment bill 2015. Government motion, no notice has been received. Members' motions. A motion on extending the application of Sections 3 and 8 of the Prevention of Bribery Ordinance to the Chief Executive, to be moved by Dr. Helena Wong. And motion on strengthening vocational education, to be moved by Dr. N. Chan. Reports of the Bills Committees and Subcommittees. Report of the Bills Committee on Inland Revenue Amendment Number 3, Bill 2015. Mr. Kenneth Leung, please.
Mr. Chairman, the purpose of the bill is to amend the Inland Revenue Ordinance in order to improve the tax appeal mechanism in 4 areas. First, to allow an appeal against the decision of the Board of Review (Inland Revenue Ordinance), which is an independent statutory body to hear and determine tax appeals lodged by taxpayers, to go directly to the Court of First Instance on a question of law by abolishing the present case-stated procedure. Secondly, to empower the person presiding at a hearing of an appeal before the board to give directions on the provision of documents and information. Thirdly, to provide privileges and immunities to the chairman, deputy chairman, and members of the board, the parties to a hearing, and other persons appearing before the board. And finally, to raise the ceiling of costs to be paid by an appellant, as may be ordered by the board, from $5,000 to $25,000. Mr. Chairman, the Bills Committee has held 2 meetings with the administration and deputations. The Bills Committee supports the bill in principle. The major issues examined by the Bills Committee include the requirement for an appellant to apply to the court for leave to appeal against the board's decision, the threshold for the grant of leave to appeal, and the reasons for not allowing the court to receive new evidence in an appeal against the board's decision on a question of law. Both the administration and the Bills Committee will not propose any committee stage amendment to the bill. The Bills Committee supports the resumption of the second reading debate on the bill at the Council meeting of 4th November. The deliberations of the Bills Committee are set out in the written report. Thank you.
2015年證券及
Report of the Bills Committee on Securities and Futures Amendment Bill 2015. Mr. Chen Kam-lam. Mr. Chairman, the bill seeks to amend the Securities and Futures Ordinance to enable the Securities and Futures Commission, SFC, to provide supervisory assistance to regulators outside Hong Kong in certain circumstances upon request. The Bills Committee notes that Currently, for supervisory matters, the SFC may only share information in its possession obtained for its own supervisory purposes with regulators outside Hong Kong. The supervisory assistance mechanism proposed under the bill will enable the SFC to obtain new information from licensed corporations upon the request of regulators outside Hong Kong so as to provide limited supervisory assistance to the relevant regulator. The administration explained that the proposed mechanism will enable the SFC to negotiate more supervisory memoranda of understanding with overseas regulators and enhance SFC's monitoring of the financial stability of Hong Kong. Members were primarily concerned if the scope of exchange of information between SFC and outside regulators for supervisory purposes may be too extensive. Members discussed in detail the relevant conditions under which SFC may provide supervisory assistance to outside regulators, as well as the safeguards for licensed corporations. Both the Bills Committee and the government will not be moving committee stage amendments to the bill. The Bills Committee supports the resumption of the second reading debate on the bill at the Council meeting on the 4th of November 2015. The deliberations of the Bills Committee are set out in the written report. Thank you. If I may remind members, for the two bills, if you wish to propose any amendments, the deadline for giving notice is the 26th of October, Monday. Reports of the Bills Committee and subcommittees. As at the 22nd of October to Thursday, there are 13 Bills Committees in action. There are 15 subcommittees under the House Committee and 7 subcommittees on policy matters under panels in action. 3 subcommittees are in the waiting list. Priority allocation of a debate slot for a commission debate on the report of the subcommittee on hawker policy. Mr. Tommy Jones. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The panel, the subcommittee on hawker policy under the panel on food safety and environmental hygiene has already completed its work. It submitted a report to the panel. The hawker policy is a matter of great concern to the public. So the panel on food safety and environmental hygiene is asking the House Committee to allow a priority allocation of a debate slot for a motion debate at the Council meeting on the 11th of November this year. So members could give their views on the report and the relevant subject, and also seek a response from the administration. If the House Committee agrees to this request, the panel on food safety and environmental hygiene will designate Mr. Stephen Ho, the chairman of the former subcommittee on hawker policy, to move the motion debate. The panel also proposes that apart from this motion debate at the relevant council meeting, there should be just one more motion without legislative effect to be debated at that council meeting. So members, do you agree to give a priority slot for this motion debate, and do you agree to the 1+1 proposal? Okay, no objection, then we agree. So it will be on the 11th of November that the debate will go ahead. Anything else? Nothing on the AOB? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.